Hello everyone, this is Allegedly Caleb, and we're going to be going through Field of Glory 2 and Field of Glory 2 Medieval. So I'm going to be taking a look at these games and see what they have to offer. Now, if you don't know what these games are, they are essentially hex-based, tactical, ancient and or medieval combat games. So you're given an army of troops, units, you can kind of think of them in light of, say, Total War, where you have these units and you're facing off against enemy armies. So let's take a look and see what this game looks like. So you've got battles, campaigns, multiplayer, editor, and tutorial. So these are all the different types of gameplay you can get into. Tutorial has a bunch of different, once we load it, it's going to have a bunch of different missions kind of teaching you the game. So I played through these and they're all pretty effective at teaching you the basic game mechanics. But when it comes to actually being able to play out battles, there's so many different types of units in this game where that's going to be something you'll have to learn either by being coached by other players, playing through these scenarios yourself, or there's a lot to read online as well. So now for battles. So there's Fight Now, which will create a quick battle immediately. I don't want to do that because that'll pull us into a battle. Here's Quick Battles. This is probably one of the larger, or one of the more used ways to play this game. So you've got Quick Battles. These are all the different DLC, and then this is all Quick Battles. So we're going to do, let's select all battles. There we go. Now here you can go ahead and pick which side you want to play. So right now it's Alans versus the Hunnics. Then you've got the campaign. So say, let's change to something popular like Rome. I just saw them. Here they are. And let's do Macedonian. Now you've got the campaign, here we are, you got your force size, and then it'll create a battle for you. So that's the way to do quick battles. And actually I was wrong, that's not exactly the thing everyone likes to do the most. In this game, I've noticed people like to play multiplayer, which to do that, usually it'll be these custom battles. Which this is a really cool part of it. So you got pick your army for you and the enemy. Both of you can either set it up to where it's a potluck. Essentially, you just get a random group. So let's say Archimede Persia versus, let's do Lydia. Yeah, let's do these guys. So, then you can pick allies if you want, but we're not going to select any allies. Then you can pick the type of battle. So you can see there's a lot of different kinds here. I'm just going to keep it at open battle. You got force size, which increases or decreases the size of the maps, or the units you'll have, and the maps. Then you got the different map types. Tons to choose from here. And then you even have some other options. This one I don't usually mess with. It'll change depending on... Actually, no, it doesn't change. Interesting. Anyway, and then you can preview the armies, the unit types that each army will have access to. So this kind of will make it, they'll try to sort it out by what was most common in these armies. So obviously most of their armies are they're gonna have a lot of Sparabara for the Persians. You might have some immortals, you might have some cavalry, lots of archers. Whereas the Lydians, oh, I picked the old Lydians. Here, let me go back. Let's try these guys. Okay, yeah. So, and then the Lydians are more like a mix of Greek and Anatolian. So you can see they've got some hoplites, some chariots, some Eastern-looking cavalry. Well, these guys might be Macedonian. I'll have to read up on them a little bit. The reason I picked these two are because in the Wargaming Club, TWC, we are about to host a inter-club tournament, which is pretty much matching the tournament that this game is actually putting on, where it's going to be like a campaign of Archimid Persians throughout the ages. So the first match will have Persian versus Lydian. Then second match will be Persian versus Babylonian. Third, Persian versus Greek, and so on and so forth. So I am also preparing for that, and I want to make some videos on those, which is why I'm going over these. So then you've also got epic battles. Now these are pre-made battles. Let me find... Is it Swifter Than Eagles? Yeah. I've been playing through these battles. This is the earliest gameplay you'll find. You can see mostly focused on the Egyptians. This is all as you can see, really old battles. And you can see they all have history attached too. There's so many of these, and I think this might even be one of the smaller ones. Like, let's take a look at one of the Roman. Let's do Legions Triumphant, which is one of the Roman DLCs. Oh, it's about the same. Mostly Romans. Yeah, cool. So those are all the legendary or epic battles. Then you got empire battles. So that is from the, I guess you could call it like a sister game, where it's the strategic side of this, the grand strategy. And in that game, when you play a battle in Field of Glory Empires, then you can actually play it out in this system if you like this more. So that's generally how these go. Let's take a look here. Let's have it auto pick the armies. I'm going to show you what the actual gameplay looks like. So you start out with your objectives. You need to rout the army by at least 40% of their troops, and 25% more than you've lost, or first person to rout 60% of their troops. Now here's the graphics. Let's pick someone for my general to go into. Okay. Here we go. So the computer picked an army for us. We've got our Iranian armored cavalry. Got our nomad archers and horse archers. Got some more guys over here. Sparabara. Tons of Sparabara. Here's some immortals. They have the special shields, that's how you can tell. We only have one unit of those guys. More armored cav, and some archers and javs. Now let's see what the enemy has. Here they are. Okay, so this is what the enemy would have. Lydian cavalry, irregulars, hoplites, irregular foot, more hoplites, more irregular foot, and Lydian cav. Got some chariots, and then a bunch of skirmishers over there, 2 in the middle, and some more on the left flank. So essentially you would move your armies, kind of try to position yourself into having the advantage. Terrain can affect your troops. You have a bunch of different types of troops. You've got the skirmishers, which are called light foot. You've got cavalry, which can come with a couple different types. And then you've got infantry. So these are bowmen, although they're technically infantry. I guess all of it is technically infantry, but these are called bowmen because the Persians had infantry that both operated bows and fought hand to hand. Yeah. So the Persians don't have any heavy foot. That's one of the things about them. Heavy foot, if they go into woods, they get heavily debuffed. And same thing with a couple other areas. Like if they went into, do we have any? Like rough ground. That would be another one they'd get disrupted. These medium foot, they can go in there and they'll still be disrupted, but it won't be as bad. They won't be as debuffed as the heavy foot. And generally you don't want to charge heavy foot with these medium guys. So that's generally the way these games work. I will be right back and I'll show you a Field of Glory 2 Medieval. Alright, here's Field of Glory 2 Medieval. Here, let me turn the sound off. I love the music, but unfortunately I believe it's copyrighted, so we cannot be playing that on here. Not that I make any money on YouTube anyway, but who knows, maybe one day, right? Anyway, so we have Field of Glory 2 Medieval. Same exact sort of situation we had earlier. So you've got your battles, which are broken down into fight now. If you want to have a little more control, you can do a quick battle and select at least the nations you want to do. Then you got custom battle, which is what we were looking at. And you're going to see way more different medieval armies. So I'm just going to scroll down through them for you. As you can see, a lot of different unit types. Yeah, that's as much as you can go. All the scenario types, there's a couple new ones in here, it seems. Anyway, let's go back. Then you've got your epic battles. Here's all of the epic battles I have. All the DLCs. So let's take a look at these, for example. Now for the medieval part of the tournament I was talking about, it's going to be specifically focusing in on the Teutonic Knights. So they'll be going against the Baltic tribes, against Estonia and Novgorod, against Lithuania, against Poland, and against Lithuanian rebels. Actually, no, against Lithuania, because Teutonic Order will be allied with Lithuanian rebels. That'll be interesting. Anyway. So very, very similar game to Field of Glory, which again is considered, you can just think of it as the ancients. Then you've got all these different campaigns. I don't see... I do not see the Teutonic Knights. Let me make sure I even have them. I wonder if I don't have their DLC. So it should be down in the T's. Unless it's order? No. Here they are. You got the Teutonic Order. Here's a list of their units. These are all their very early units. Let's see the difference between looking at their late units. Oh yeah, look at that. Big difference between early and late. Got some gunpowder. Cool. So that is Field of Glory 2 and Field of Glory 2 Medieval. I will be playing some matches just to prepare for that tournament. I do want to just get more of this on the channel too, because it's a fun game. So I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see this on my channel, definitely leave a comment. And if you have any interesting epic battles you think I should play, or campaigns, or just a general quick battle or custom battle you want me to play, let me know and I'll put it onto the schedule. But anyway, everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this overview, and you'll be seeing more of this on my channel soon. See you later. Bye-bye.